Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori.
So how was your week?
Lori, you want to go first?
Sure. My dog had dental surgery today, so that was a good time. I've just had the
How is
past
she
2
feeling?
weeks of never-ending vet bills and nursing, pet nursing.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Yeah, I'm not down with that.
No, that's not good at all.
Well, you're non-pet people, so for you guys, it's just very foreign.
Yeah. Yeah,
Tis
that
true.
that is very true. That is
Yeah.
very true.
This is very foreign for you guys. But she's all right.
Well, Kelly, I'm glad she's okay. Kelly and I did something exciting this weekend. We got to go see Melissa Gorga and Danielle Cabral at the Ocean Resort Restaurant in Seaside on the boardwalk.
Mm-hmm.
Did a little meet and greet with them, and there was a DJ party afterwards. They are two of the nicest ladies.
For sure. And let me just say, I went to the bathroom when we first got there, and I had a shapewear on, which takes very long to get back together after you go to the bathroom. So I was taking my time in the stall. And I hear two women enter the bathroom, and I hear the one voice. I'm like, that sounds like Melissa. And then I hear the other one start talking, and I'm like, that's definitely Danielle. So it took me a while to get my shit together. And then I washed my hands. But I did hang back a little bit because I was like, if I go back to the table and tell Wendy that I was just in the bathroom, because I get very like starstruck, I get very quiet. If I go back to the table and tell Wendy that I was just in the bathroom with them and didn't say anything, she's going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yes, get back in there.
Exactly.
I tried to send you back in, actually.
Yes. So I did hang back, and I did. And then afterwards, like I was thinking about it today, I'm like, it was kind of like weird. Like now I feel bad. Like these poor women were just trying to go to the bathroom, and I was like, oh my God, hi, how are you? Like when they came out. But whatever, it was fine. They were lovely. And then as I was walking out of the bathroom, I saw Nate, Danielle's husband, and I kind of smacked him on the arm and was like, hey, new number one guy in the group. How you doing?
I didn't know you smacked him on the arm.
I kind of I did.
It's a Jersey thing.
You
It was
got physical?
not like Jennifer. It was just a bam. Hey, how you doing? But they were so lovely. Nate was super, super nice. And Joe Gorga, you can see from our social media, was just, I mean, he's just amazing.
Yeah,
Such
he
a
was a
nice
sweetie.
guy.
He
was.
really was. I should show. We did like a couple videos. Like
Oh,
there's
you
some
gotta
bloopers.
show the blooper one.
Yeah, it's funny. He just was like, and it was his idea. We didn't even ask him to do it. He's like, all right, I got this.
100% it was his
Yeah.
idea to do the video to talk about the podcast.
Yeah. And
we told him that we had a podcast, and he took it upon himself to say, all four of them were incredibly nice.
Yeah. And not only like did we tell him about the podcast, but then he was engaging with us, like asking questions. Well, how are you doing?
Yes.
Is it growing? What do you talk about? Like, like not just like blowing us off.
No,
like,
and he was
really-
like, you have to give it time. Like he was like, how's it going? And we were like, it's going a little slower than we thought. And he was like, you have to give it time. You just got to keep doing it. Like he don't know us. And he was just very motivating.
Yes. And then we met some people at our table.
Yes.
We met some very lovely ladies at our table. And actually one of them is going to be a guest on this podcast. She wants to talk about New Jersey housewives. She lives in Fort Lee, and she also has a house in Brick. Her name is Christine.
Lauren Manzo's ex-husband's parents were there, and their last name is Scalia.
Right. Yes, they were there. And it's funny because I watched them walk in the room. And him and his son was there with him too. His other son, not Vito. Watched him embrace Joe. He went right to Joe. And I was like, those guys know each other. And then you put it together as to who they were. I was like, oh, you're good. That's good.
Yeah.
And then Christine looked it up on her phone to see. And she's like, oh, yeah. So we met some good people. We had a good time. And we went downstairs. We did
Donna
leave
Marco, Melissa's mother.
Donna Marco. We left a little early because I was watching on social media. Like we missed them singing. Like I think we missed it. I don't know when that happened, but we were tired. Listen, we're old. We're just old.
We can only do so much. We can only do so much.
But we had a good time. We got what we went there to do. We got to meet them. We got to talk to them. So that was great.
You gave them our cards?
I gave them, yes, I did.
Yeah.
So
they were very sweet. All four of them were extremely nice.
Yes, they did
Yes.
seem very,
No doubt that they would be.
yes.
they seem very gracious.
Mhm.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, Wendy, how was your day?
Today was my first day back at work.
Yeah.
And it was very busy. The day flew by. It was 4:30 and I was still working. And I realized I didn't take lunch, but
Wow.
I know I got all my emails done. That was my goal, was to get all my emails done. And
That's
then
a
I
lot. How many
was a
were
lot.
there? Had to
There
be
was a
over
lot.
1,000.
No, luckily there wasn't that many, but they didn't stop my emails until I was out for 3 weeks. So it was really only 3 weeks worth of emails. And then they realized, oh, we didn't stop our emails. So actually it was 5 weeks worth of emails because I went through 3 weeks. Anyway, it took me all day, and because I had to like follow up with things and see what was going on, but it was so good to be back. I'm glad I'm back. Let's just put it that way. I didn't want to get out of bed this morning because I haven't been up that early in a while, but as soon as I got to work, I'm like, hi, I feel like I'm home again. And I know that sounds crazy. I know it does, but I enjoy what I do. I enjoy what I do. And I enjoy the people I work with too. I really enjoy the people I work with.
And you enjoy being appreciated for something.
I do enjoy being appreciated. I do. Some
That's
people
why I
take
like going
off.
to work. People tell me I do a good job.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the only place I get told that. I will
know.
go there every day. I was
know.
working last night because I knew I was taking a half day today. So I just wanted to get certain things done because I know they appreciate it.
Yeah, and that goes a long way for me anyway.
Yes.
All right. I have some would you rather.
Excellent.
All right. Would you rather never be able to scratch an itch, or never be able to pop a...
I don't have to pop a pimple. I'll give up popping a pimple.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. I don't pop pimples. You know what I do?
I don't either.
I take a washcloth when I'm in the
Warm
shower.
compress.
I use a washcloth and I rub it. Now, there's a fine line. You can't rub too hard because then you look like you got a scratch on your face. But you just rub it enough to just break it up a little bit. I don't pop pimples. That's gross.
That is gross. I don't pop pimples either. I would just use a warm compress. But honestly, I don't even know. I don't really get pimples. Knock on wood.
I do that time of the month. I do.
Well, I don't have that, so.
Oh,
There you go.
That's what you have to look forward to when you get older.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm like consistent, man. Bunch of bullshit.
All right. So, would you rather spend a year entirely alone or a year without a...
Alone.
I'd rather be alone.
I would like to be alone anyway.
Alone.
Without the other option.
Alone in your own home, or a year without a home. I mean, that doesn't mean I can't travel. I mean,
Well, you're like couch surfing.
Well, no, I could. It doesn't say I'm broke. I could freaking travel.
This is your caveat?
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't say I'm homeless. It says without a home. Doesn't mean I'm homeless. I'm traveling for a year.
All right. Well, there you go.
I'm holding up. I mean,
I don't know that I would want to be in the house for an entire year alone. No, I would go a little stir crazy. I couldn't stay home for 8 weeks and not go to work. Yeah, no.
That's true. You could.
No. Be without a home for a year.
Okay. Would you rather have X-ray vision, but only on people you find unattractive, or everyone else has X-ray vision, but only of you?
No.
Well, X-ray vision.
Either of those things.
But wait, does X-ray vision mean that they can see my bones?
They can see everything.
They can see everything.
An X-ray, you just see your bones.
Come on, for God's sake, X-ray vision, like a comic thing. Come on. Wendy's got to pick it all apart.
Like they can see through your clothes.
Yeah, X-ray
All
vision.
Right, I don't want anyone seeing through my clothes, so I'll have X-ray vision of ugly people. I don't have to look at them.
Me too.
There you go.
Me too. I'll just close my eyes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Would you rather let your partner choose every movie you watch together, or pick every restaurant that you go to?
He could pick every restaurant because I don't give a shit about food, and he picks the worst movies.
Oh, there you
I'm going to say that too because, wait, Laura, you haven't been, oh no, you have been answering. And Eric and I like the same food, so he could pick the restaurants.
I'm going to pick the restaurants.
Jamie's going to pick the movies?
That's fine.
You're going to be watching a lot of
I do
Hawaii
anyway.
Five-O, friend.
Yes. We watch nothing that's not like 20 or 30 years old in my house, so I'm
I
so
love
used
that.
to it now.
Because I could sit there and watch it.
So I'm used to
I
it
love that.
already.
Is that it?
I have one more.
Awesome. These are good ones, Laura.
Would you rather
you for
date
doing that.
someone with their ex's name tattooed on their chest, or date someone whose ex lives next
door? I'm not dating anyone with a tattoo on their chest.
Oh, I'll date somebody with a tattoo on me.
Yeah, Wendy's anti-tattoo.
I'm not
I'll
anti.
take
I
a
just
name on the chest. I don't
care if they live next door. What do I care? I'd probably be friends with them.
I don't want them next door.
Okay.
So you're doing the
This is
chest,
trouble.
Lori?
Yeah, I'll do the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, who the fuck wants your ex next door?
I mean, you want to lay your head on his chest, and it's got someone else's name on it.
You could do what my dad does and just put a big ass eagle over it.
There
Oh, so
you
you're
go.
covering it up. Oh, so
My
there's your
caveat.
caveat. Okay.
My caveat.
There you go.
Okay.
Wear a
She
t-shirt.
she could li-
Give a shit.
she could live next door. I mean, listen, I don't care.
You're
He's
just
mine
not
now.
doing tattoos, period.
Well, he's not mine. He's mine now. I mean, if she wants him back, and whatever. There's a
Yeah.
door. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like,
right,
that's just who I am.
Yeah.
All right, I have one more quick one.
You
you
already
rather
said this
have
was the
to-
last.
I know.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I
this is
lied.
fun.
Would you rather have to hunt and gather all your food or only eat McDonald's for every meal?
Oh, I'll eat McDonald's because
Oh,
I'm not
Mickey
hunting.
D's.
That was an easy one.
Yeah.
I mean,
What
there's
would you
zero
do, Cal?
nutritional value. Mickey D's.
Oh, not me.
Hunting and making. I'm not hunting my own food. What is this, Hunger Games?
My own food. You want me to go get out and kill it? Seriously.
I'll cook it, but I ain't finding it unless they sell it in ShopRite.
There you go.
Yeah, Mickey D's. I'll figure it out. I'll stay away from those chicken nuggets, though, after what Lori told us about that.
Yeah. I stay away from chicken nuggets.
I used to like them.
So,
We went to Shake Shack on our way home from Montclair. We went to visit Montclair State University today for Tessie Poo. And we went to Shake Shack on the way home.
That place is
And everyone-
ridiculous expensive. It's disgusting.
It's stupid expensive. We were starving, though.
I know.
But
We've been there too.
Eric and I ordered the shroom burger. You walk up and you can't talk to anybody. You got to order everything off of it. And we see shroom burger and we're thinking that it's a burger with mushrooms on it. No, it's a portobello mushroom burger. So Eric's like, what the fuck is this?
that sounds
That's
good. though. I love
gross.
portobello mushrooms.
Oh, that sounds
wa-
disgusting.
I got to be honest with you, it wasn't bad. Thankfully, we both like portobello mushrooms and it was so crispy. Like their fryer's
Ooh.
good, but I don't even know why I brought that up. Oh, because we were talking about McDonald's. So Shake Shack was good.
So, I just want to say this new episode of Housewives of New Jersey,
Season 14, episode 12.
very anticlimactic with Theresa and her big announcement. Stop it.
Okay, you do this. You always start from the end.
We're gonna
Absolutely.
get there because I have so much to say. If this
Oh,
guy
I'm sure you do.
if this guy doesn't get disbarred, seriously, the New Jersey Bar Association better get their shit together.
And
Because-
listen, I'm going to tell you something. There can be no Brill cream left in Atlantic City because it's all on his head. His hair all slicked back. Remember the old guys used to use a Brill cream on their hair?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, now it's
Is-
called hair gel.
No, Brill cream. It was all slicked back. I was like, ew, 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 ew.
He is a wannabe gangster.
Yeah, it was very slimy.
He is not the attorney on the case. He should not, unless you are an expert in a case, you should not be giving an opinion. You should not be opining on anything to do with the matter. And he is. He should be disbarred
It was
on
just
national television. On national television. I can't even. All right, let's get there.
All right, let's start from the beginning
let's do it.
where Joe is planning the boys' night and Melissa's asking him, is Pauly going? And he said, well, he's being wishy-washy. He says he invited Bill and he says he has surgery. And they both agree that, well, no. Joe says that's bullshit. It's a Friday night. Well, Melissa's like, well, maybe he does. And I've been saying this forever.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
Like, enough already with the surgery. We know you have your own plastic surgery center. You schedule them when you want to, and you are not working on the weekends or Friday night. Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? Then Rachel is talking about the progress with her daughter that she's made since her surgery.
Cute was it with her older son? And,
I know.
he's just so cute, Jaden.
He is so cute. And then Bill and Jen are talking about the pajama party. And Bill says that he just got out of a 6-hour surgery. Okay, I'm thinking, what is a 6-hour surgery? Like, what do you think that person had done? Think like breast, liposuction.
Would have been like a mommy makeover.
I mean, 6 hours seems like a long freaking time,
Does
doesn't
seem
it?
like a long time, but if you're going in, like you get, like he's probably the, the plastic surgeon that's like, listen, if we're gonna do it, let's do it. We're just
No,
gonna
I
push
get it.
under and we're gonna get as much done as we can.
I get it. I mean, seriously, 6 hours, that seems to me to be so extreme. Like, what can you be having done?
Yeah, like what you said, like a
Okay. A breast
breast,
job, a tummy tuck,
tuck,
liposuction,
Facelift.
maybe a facelift. I don't know. I'm going to have to look this up to see what you can get done in 6
Could you
hours.
imagine how shitty you feel after that?
That's
And
why they
how many
make good
6
drugs.
hour? Yeah, and how many 6-hour surgeries a day does he do?
I would imagine he can only do one.
I think that, but you see these doctors in the hospitals when they're doing like these serious, like life-saving surgeries, and they're like, but this is elective.
That's
You're
different.
right.
This is elective.
Yeah, this is elective,
Yeah.
right? I would think 6 hours should be a
And
good.
listen, if you're in surgery for 6 hours, it's substantial enough where it's probably like 12 to 15 grand for that surgery.
I bet it's more than that.
Well, that's what I'm saying, at minimum. So you don't need to do more than one of those a day. If you did
No,
5
and
of those
listen.
a week, that's at least 60 grand a week you're making.
And this is the thing. He said he was in surgery for 6 hours. But that's definitely a 10, 11-hour day because
Right.
that's only the surgery. You have the prep.
Right.
You have,
Oh yeah, for
you know,
sure.
the post-op stuff.
Yeah, that's
that
what I'm
would
saying. You
definitely
can't do
be
more
the
than one
only
of those a
surgery he
day.
did.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So I digress. Anyway.
I take it back. I take it all back.
So then Jennifer brings up about Joe Gorga's trying to plan a boys' night and if he reached out to Bill. And Bill says, yeah, he was a part of a group text, but he said he had surgery, but he already had plans with Louie and Pauly and possibly Nate.
So he says everybody's on the group text except Louie. So I told him I had surgery, but really I'm going to Louie's house. So he lied. Like,
Yeah.
Bill Aiden.
And he announced it on national TV.
Right. Not a good look, Bill Aiden.
I mean,
Not a very good look.
he's not been looking good lately. And then Jen says Nate has been a little bitch boy. I mean, what is that? Like, what is wrong with
She's
her?
saying that because he came in and got his wife when he saw what happened at Theresa's stupid party. And that's not a bitch boy. That's a good husband. Your husband doesn't do that for you. So you have to call this guy out. You got to call him a name because you're mad because your husband doesn't do that for you.
He's checked out. Her husband is checked out.
100%. 100%. And that made Nate the new number one guy in the group. Joe Gorga is the old school number one guy in the group, which is what I told you Saturday night, because when I called Nate the number one guy in the group, he
He said
pointed
no.
to Joe Gorga and he said, no, him. I said, listen, he's the OG number one guy in the group, but you are the new number one. Listen, John Fuda took it last year.
We gave it to John Fuda. We gave it to
John
I mean,
Fuda last
we
year.
change it up. We change it up every now and then.
Listen, it's a rolling progress, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love
Absolutely.
how he
or
wore
we could
the-
call him a VIP. Maybe.
Oh my
Sorry.
God. Those pajamas.
Oh my God,
Pajamas.
John Fuda when he
Yeah, it was
showed up.
great.
Okay, you're jumping. We didn't get there yet.
So good.
So Jen doesn't feel like she has anything to say to Danielle unless Danielle has something to say to her. So she's maintaining that, you know, she's not going to have a relationship with Danielle, which is fine because they
Sure.
shouldn't have a relationship.
Let's just put it this way. That pajama party went off without a hitch, right? That pajama party was perfect. Jen didn't fuck with Danielle. Danielle didn't fuck with Jen. Theresa wasn't there. That's
right?
all
The only
we
one
need to know.
missing. Yep.
Yep. And everything was totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Get to Dolores talking to Pauly because I have something to say.
All right. Wait. Okay. So the next Jen Fessler's on the phone with Dolores to see if
Oh.
she's found a house.
That's what it is.
And she says she found the perfect place in the Berkshires. It's got 7 bedrooms and a separate guest house with 2 bedrooms, which is perfect because then Theresa and Jen Aiden can stay in the guest house and everyone else can stay in the main house, which I do think that would have been a perfect situation if ever there was going to be one. And then Margaret and Jen Fessler, they meet at the diner.
Wait, can we just talk about Dolores saying everything will be kumbaya instead of kumbaya?
Oh my God, that was so funny. And then Jen Fessler had her repeat it. She's like, what did you just say?
And she did it
And
again.
and she did it again. And then she
I
did
love
it in her
that.
I was like, oh my God, that was hysterical. She's like, I love
So
my
good.
Italians. I love my Italians.
Yep. So good. So good.
So then Margaret and Jen Fessler, they meet at that diner and they're talking about the whole bee thing because Jen Fessler got stung by a bee last time they were out. And Margaret's like, just sit down. She's like, well, you weren't the one that was stung. And then she divulges that she was invited by Theresa to go over to her house on Thursday with a couple of the girls because Jim Leonard is going to show her court documents that what Margaret did, the allegations that Margaret was tampering with Louis's ex. Well, Margaret being Margaret, and I think what she did was absolutely right. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna call Dolores. Well, no, don't do it right now. No, I'm calling her right now. So she calls Dolores, and Dolores is Dolores, and she's like, "Well, I'm gonna hear Theresa out." I'm going to go. I don't think she's going to I'm going to go hear Theresa out. And she calls up Danielle. Danielle's like, oh, I don't even know what I'm going for. And I believe that. I don't think Danielle had really any idea what she was going for. And Danielle and Theresa weren't really on the outs at that point.
Yeah, I think Danielle was trying to, like Jen Fessler, ride the fence at that point. But other than the flower arrangement, which clearly we'll get to and goes down in Bravo fucking history.
That's better than a table flip. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Way better than the table flip.
Yep.
Totally trumped the table flip.
100%.
And
Margaret
Danielle
saying
was
that Jim Leonard's office is an AC next to a meth lab and her attorney's office is on Madison Avenue. Nothing could be truer.
Yep.
Because that is where his office is.
Yep. And she also said, my attorney would never hold court to discredit someone. And
No,
that's what he was doing.
Because it's unethical and he should lose his license for this.
Right.
Well,
yeah, I love Danielle's reaction to flower arrangement getting sent.
Yeah.
We didn't get there yet.
Yeah.
We didn't get there yet. Lori, I'm sorry. I know you don't want to be on camera, but next time we do this, you have to let me see you so I can see your faces because you can see my faces and we'll just cut you out.
And we don't know when Lori wants to say something.
No, we don't. We don't. So next time I need to see you.
You know what we need, Lord? We need you to have like one of those horns where when you want to say something, you like play the horn.
I squeeze the horn.
Yeah.
I probably have
we're like, okay, Lori wants to say something.
No, that would annoy the shit out of me.
Probably have a bike horn upstairs.
No horn. I just
need something. A bell. Ring.
Yeah, a
ring.
bell.
I want to see her face because she can see my face.
Yeah.
Can't we do that? Show her face and then turn it off for
Yes, we can. When we put it up, we can shut that track down.
We'll figure it out.
Just like we do. Okay.
All right.
I want to see you. All right. Margaret asks, who else is invited? Okay. She says, okay. It is disgusting.
Danielle, she called Dolores. And
Yeah,
then Jen Fessler sent the text saying she's not going. And I was really happy that she did that.
No, I am too. So then next, Joe's guys' night out. Oh my God. I never laughed so hard. So he's got Frank Catania, Joe Benigno, John Fuda, Jeff Fessler. Like Lori said, John Fuda shows up in the pajamas. Hysterical.
Classic.
Hysterical. And while they're there, Margaret calls Joe Benigno and she's on speaker and tells him what just happened with Jen Fessler, which I'm glad she did. I'm glad that they got to, hear that whole interaction. Then we cut over to Louie's guys' night and we have Louie's dad, Bill Aiden, Pauly, and Louie's son. He
Looked
brings
like the
them
most
down
boring
into his
time ever.
Ever.
It was so lame.
It was so lame. He brings them into the man cave.
So
and
cringy.
they're going to do devotionals. I was like, what are you thinking? And did you see Pauly's look on his face?
Yeah, like he thought it was a joke.
And then Bill Aiden's, was Bill Aiden?
Hopefully.
Bill Aiden's devotional was the creepiest thing I've ever heard in my life. And if I were Jen and heard that, I'd be like, thank God we don't have a prenup because I'm out. That was so creepy.
It was weird, right?
Yeah,
it was so weird. It was so weird.
So hopefully he was high because that's the only good time to be had at that party because it was so cringy and lame. I was like, oh.
And then Louis gives Pauly a skinny girl pizza of what was it called? Was it Skinny Girl? No.
A skinny Italian.
A skinny Italian pizza oven and says there's no returns or no money back guarantee or something.
Yeah.
What was the purpose of that?
Weird. And it's just, he's so
weird.
Stupid. Because
really is.
This was part of the problem with them. They were supposed to go into the business together and it was supposed to be called Nono something.
Nono's Pizza Oven. It was Nono's Pizza.
And made it Skinny Italian to cut.
That's it, Skinny Italian.
Out, make it all Theresa's. And you're bringing it up on the show and you're showing the box, just proving that Joe Gorga was right with his allegations, what he said about you. This guy could not be more stupid. He just
unbelievable.
Couldn't. Yes.
Sorry about that. Then Frank says he got an invite to Louie's house. Then they're back at Joe Gorga's house and they're doing the bone marrow shots. I've never heard of this.
Me either.
No.
I like that we're getting to see Jeff Fessler at a boys' night though.
Yes.
And not sitting at a table in some random room in Theresa's house with Bill Aiden on the other end and they're not even talking to each other.
So they do the bone marrow shots, which none of us have ever heard of. And he's got all this steak there and all this meat and he's got this big spread of all this food. And then they go to sit down at the table to play cards, and all of a sudden, John Fuda's having this allergic reaction, and he's like, he starts coughing, gets him in the bathroom, and he's rubbing him down with ice. And I'm just laughing. And then Joe Benigno comes in. We got to call 911. You got to get to the hospital.
He's anaphylactic, and everybody's like, "What's that?" How do all these people with kids, with all the peanut allergies out there and dairy allergies out there, none of these people know what anaphylactic is?
I know. We got to call Melissa.
Best was when Joe Gorga just took a piss right there.
Hysterical. I have that written down too. He's like, well, we're in the bathroom. I got to pee. I mean, all right.
You guys have seen him take a piss before. They work on the same job sites. They've seen it.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Because people online are going crazy about that. Like, relax.
Oh, stop.
Oh my God, stop. It's hysterical.
Right.
It is so hysterical. Listen, that whole scene, I laughed so hard. Not that he was having the allergic reaction, but how they were all reacting. Joe Benigno's like explaining to them what's going on. He's got to get to the hospital. Joe's like, what do you mean? What does that mean? All right, call Melissa, get the Benadryl. And they're just like going crazy.
The part was when he goes, get Vicks. Because that is an Italian thing. Vicks fixes everything.
It's like my big fat Greek wedding where the Windex fixes
With the
everything.
Windex, yes,
Absolutely. Vicks fixes everything.
I'm Italian. I don't go to the hospital. Get me the Vicks. Just get me the Vicks.
Get me the Vicks. That was the best.
Oh, it was so funny. And then then they come, the paramedics come, the cops come. They're like, all right, well, you took the Benadryl. If it gets worse, they could see he was getting better. Joe's like, well, we got to feed you guys. These are the horses. We got to feed you guys. So then we see the guys.
These guys are all on call, and they're just sitting in Joe Gorga's house eating a big fat steak.
As they should be. You know what?
As they should be.
They need a dinner break. Why not?
For sure.
They could call out.
Somebody else was covering.
Yeah, you could call and take your dinner break. Listen, we're on a dinner break.
Yeah.
We're clear from this scene, and now we're on dinner.
Right. Well, you did it. You were just
absolutely. And honestly, perfect, because that way if something does happen, they're right there.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Right?
Yes.
Oh my God, I love that scene. I never laughed so hard. Like you said, him peeing in the bathroom, the Vicks thing, them feeding the cops, Melissa coming downstairs.
She's like, do I call? And listen, I felt for her in that moment. Like, you could tell, like, that was genuine. She's like, should I call Rachel? Like,
right.
Because I would have been the same way. Like,
right.
My best friend's husband's down here, like, do
right.
I call? But it was all okay.
No, it was totally okay. Then Dolores gets the word that the house that they're supposed to be going to has burnt to the ground.
Is this when she's talking to Pauly? Because why is she not pronouncing her THs as th, and she's pronouncing them as?
Because that's how he does it. She's making fun of him.
I can't stand it.
She's making.
Is she making fun of him?
She's making fun of
like him.
No. She's making fun of his Irish accent. She's totally making fun of him.
It doesn't bother me
nice.
when he does it. It bothers me when exactly.
No, she's totally making fun of him. I think it's funny.
It drives me crazy when she does it. I don't know why.
Oh, you know what? I forgot this. Before we go to that Dolores thing, after everything happens, after they feed the cops, Frank Catania pretends to get on the phone and calling Louie and said, "Hey, we just had John almost die here. Can you beat that?" Because he said he was invited to Louie's house.
That's so good.
I was like, oh my God, I love it. I want to hang out with Frank and Joe and John and Joe. That's who I want to hang out with.
We're gonna.
I know we are.
On August 17th. I mean, we're not going to hang out with them, but we are going to see them. We are going to the house husbands thing in AC with cousin Gina.
And we have VIP seats, so we will. And we have VIP backstage.
Yeah, so we'll get to see them again.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
Listen, I'm all four of them. I wish Nate was going to be there with them too.
I know.
He'll be there.
Maybe he will be there.
Or maybe they're going on vacation and they couldn't make it. But I'm looking forward to that.
I am too.
I don't know why, but John Fuda's getting. Well, I do know why, because it's the tree stumps. But he's getting so much hate. Like, when they advertise that, people are like, "I would go if John Fuda wasn't going to be there."
Why? Like, John Fuda's funny as hell.
Exactly.
And cool. Like, I'd hang out with cool.
Oh, yeah. It's the tree stumps. It's all the tree stumps.
What's next?
The douchebag Jim Leonard is
next. Wait. Okay, hold on, wait. So, all right, Dolores gets, okay, so then they're at Theresa's house. Yep, that is what's next. Then they're at Theresa's house. And Jim Leonard is there. And it's Danielle, Jackie, Gia, and Theresa. And Jim says, I've known Theresa and her family since before she went to jail. And she was not this nervous when she went into jail.
There's
Okay.
something wrong there.
Yeah. Okay. What? And
It's
while
all
they're
the Brill
talking,
cream.
yeah. While they're talking, someone's ringing the doorbell. And Teresa's acting like a lunatic because there's someone at the door. Like, I mean, when my doorbell rings, I don't run around like a lunatic like that. They're like, well, who's there? Well, oh, that guy looks weird. Oh, just answer the door or don't.
Right.
Like, answer the door or don't.
Yeah, I'm sure
You
you
know
have
what I
an
mean?
intercom system. Just answer through the intercom if you don't want to open the
Right.
door.
Right. So she gets to the door and the guy is there delivering the flowers. And she's like, oh, what are these? You know, with her big squeaky voice. And she reads the card. It says, Dear Theresa and James, sorry for the loss of your dignity. Love, 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 Marge. I died. I was like,
I mean,
this
mic drop.
100%. 100%. And like Danielle said, what did she say in her confessional?
Well, I don't remember what she said, but she knew it was a mic drop moment.
I'll tell you what she said. She said, that is the most gangster move I've ever seen. I agree. That is the most gangster move I've ever seen.
Yep. Because the table flip was a moment of weakness in Theresa. This is not a moment of weakness. And then Theresa says that Margaret is spinning. I'm so happy she's spinning. She's not spinning, sweetheart. She don't give
No.
a F.
Right.
She doesn't care because, and I didn't hear them say that she was subpoenaed and didn't show up. Did you hear them say that?
Yes.
People are saying that online.
Yes.
Margaret
They're
was
saying that Margaret was
was
subpoenaed to
subpoenaed.
go to court and she didn't show up. You can't do that. She couldn't have been subpoenaed. Oh, unless there's two types of subpoenas, actually.
Maybe it was a deposition subpoena.
There's one in person and one on paper. So
What?
maybe she had to give a statement.
Well, wouldn't that be like a deposition or no?
Well, no, because deposition's in person. Maybe she had to give a statement. I got to look into that more. But you can't just ignore a subpoena. But I didn't hear them say that she was subpoenaed and didn't show up. I saw it online.
I don't know. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I remember him saying that.
Oh, he said that, Jim Leonard?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But how unethical of this guy to sit there and talk about a case on national television that I mean, obviously it would be worse if he were like the attorney on record and he was talking about it. Maybe he thinks that's why he could sit there and talk about it. But either way, it's unethical to do that on national television.
Who is the attorney on record?
Louis and Bo Dietl have separate attorneys. I mean, different attorneys than Jim Leonard. Like Jim Leonard's Theresa's attorney. I don't think he represents Louis in anything.
I think he does.
Does he?
I think he does, yes.
Not in this, though.
How do you know he wasn't the attorney for this?
I don't think he was the attorney of record on this. I think Louis and Bo Dietl had different. I'm going to look it up because I could. You're right, I could be wrong. I didn't think Jim Leonard.
I got the
represented
impression.
them.
I got the impression that he did. He absolutely. I know for a
He
fact he does.
represented them, and he sat there at that table on national television and talked about it like that.
Well, he kept saying, "I can't even say the name."
Right,
And
because
then-
there was a gag order that Louis couldn't say her name and she couldn't say his name.
Yes, but then he can't go on national TV and say, "I can't say the name," and then people at the table are like, "The X," and Teresa's shaking her head.
Right.
I mean,
But
that's the
what I
same
mean.
thing. That's the same thing as saying the name.
Crazy. The whole thing is crazy. And Bravo, what are you doing? Like Theresa and Louis are such a huge, and Jim Leonard now, they are such a huge liability to you. What are you doing? It's crazy
I don't get it.
to me.
I don't get it.
She
I really
can't
don't.
make you that much money off of her bullshit books and whatever pizza ovens. She just can't.
I think they're negative in the pizza oven
They
department.
have to be.
And there was nothing that Mr. Leonard had to say that Theresa couldn't have said herself. I was like, what was this big buildup of this big thing? And it was nothing. It was
And we'd already known all that. She'd already made those accusations. Those accusations had been made a year prior.
And Vanessa's, the ex, her attorneys came out and said, Yes, we spoke to Margaret Josephs because when we were trying to obtain this restraining order, we needed to speak to everyone who was dealing with Louis at the time.
Right.
So yes, we reached out to her, and apparently Joe Gorga spoke to them.
Right.
Um,
But more importantly,
Jackie
had her over her house, which we're going to find out.
Jackie had Vanessa at her house.
Vanessa was at her house, and we're going to find that out next week.
Oh my God.
Yep. And Melissa's assistant, who is still her assistant, Carrie Ann. Teresa's assistant.
Yep.
Yes, Teresa's assistant, Carrie Ann, also spoke. And it's not like she was friends with Margaret. So why is she so upset that Margaret spoke when all these other people?
Because she's just been trying to come for Margaret. I was watching the reruns too. Even when Siggy was on, Theresa was trying to come for Margaret. Not the first season, but the second. But as soon as Danielle Staub got back on the show, they were coming for Margaret. I don't know. Theresa, they're talking about how stressed Theresa is. Why are you so stressed if your husband's not doing anything wrong?
Right.
Why are you so stressed? If your
Right.
husband's not doing anything wrong and he's this namaste guy, you shouldn't be so stressed out. You shouldn't be, 55 pounds and your face pulled back. Like, her face looks messed up.
Yes.
She doesn't look good.
She does not look good.
I was invited to her house. I dragged all the way there for that bullshit. I'm like, get my fucking here. Why am I here? Because said nothing. What? We got so what?
Yep.
Right.
You're not,
Who cares?
and you're not pulling out any receipts. There's no documentation that she spoke to this chick. Stop.
But Margaret's already admitted. She's already admitted she spoke to her.
Yeah, I talked to her.
Deflection.
Yeah, she's admitted it.
It's
But then
deflection.
the woman's attorneys came out and said, we contacted Margaret. She didn't contact us. She didn't contact Vanessa. We contacted her because we're trying to get, this guy's crazy.
Because Bo Dietl hired 2 fake clients to go into her practice and try and get her to lose her license and to talk about Louis.
Right.
And you don't
Right.
think you need a restraining order? I mean, who does that?
He's a crook and he needs to be in jail. Jim Leonard needs to be disbarred. And Theresa, get off of reality TV. Take your daughters, go live your life because it has messed you up. And you know what? May God rest their souls. Her parents raised her this way. Her parents raised her to not think she did anything wrong ever. It's everybody else's problem, not hers.
And this is what
This is what you get. This is what you get.
It is sad.
It's sad to a point.
No, I still feel bad for her because I don't even think she knows what's in store for her. I mean, I heard she's in Greece for 3 weeks with Louis. Like she's off in her love bubble. And she has no idea. She really is clueless. I'm glad she's in Greece for 3 weeks. Go enjoy your life in Greece for 3 weeks. Enjoy your vacation. Because guess what? By the time you get back, the shit's going to be hitting the fan.
Yeah.
It's going to be hitting the fan.
Yep. Because there's nothing. I mean, next week is going to be horrible. It's not even going to be interesting to. I'm not looking forward to it. I haven't looked forward to an episode of Real Housewives of New Jersey for years because of Louis. Honestly.
Yeah.
I
guess we're
watch
gonna have
it
to wait and see.
because
Yeah.
that's what I do, and I like certain people. But as soon as they come on the screen, I either turn the TV off, or if I'm watching the DVR, I fast forward.
So next, Dolores tells the ladies about the house that they were supposed to go to burn to the ground. And they all decide that that is divine intervention.
Yeah.
And I couldn't agree more, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I feel bad for the people. Hopefully they had good insurance.
Yeah, I hope so.
And we do know nobody was injured. So, and next week is the final episode. I'm glad we're not missing it because of the Olympics. There was rumors that we were going to be missing it.
Yeah,
I'm glad we're not.
Yeah.
And then on Watch What Happens Live, it was Melissa and John Owen Lowe. And the bartenders were Nick Marco and his husband, Mike. Andy asked Melissa a couple questions. He asked what were the reaction to the flowers that Marge sent. Melissa said, "That's how you do Housewives."
That's right. That's how you play housewife.
That's how you do Housewives.
Marge wins. Teresa loses. Sorry,
Yep.
your table flip means nothing now.
Yep.
Thing in the past. And that's what I was going to say. If this doesn't become You know how Andy will replay the table flip in different scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
If this doesn't get replayed over and over and over again, it just proves that he is blindly loyal to Theresa, because this was epic. It was
No,
way
it was
more
good.
epic than a table flip.
I agree. I 100% agree.
That table flip was just kooky. You guys about that? It's just
Listen,
kooky.
she lost her shit. She lost her
kooky.
temper, which, listen, I'm guilty of doing it myself, but that's all that was. That wasn't cleverly thought out like Marge.
No.
That was just the heat of the moment. She lost her temper and couldn't control herself.
Yep.
'Cause that's
Over
exactly
something
right.
stupid
Right.
Right.
that wasn't even aimed to her. Just stuff.
Right.
And Andy also asked Melissa about how she felt about the Berkshire trip being canceled. And she said she thought it would have been pointless anyway. So she was fine with that. And I agree. Based on everything we've seen, what would have been the point of I mean, I get it that Dolores was trying to get them, but it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's too far gone. And then he asked her what she'd have to say to Jen Aiden if she was if she had one thing to say. She said, "Why are you such an asshole?" And then Jackie, "Why are you such a traitor?" Those were the two that I wrote down. And I couldn't agree more with those because, oh, wait, no, I wrote more down. I flipped it over. Margaret, you should have bought 2 flowers, one for each of the morons in the room.
Right. But she
Theresa-
did address them both to,
Yes, she did.
address to both of them.
After she said that, she's like, you know what? She did that. That's fine. Then Theresa, why do you blame everyone else for your sorrows or your life? It's so true. She doesn't own anything.
Nothing.
To Jen Fessler, why do you say one thing on the phone and something else when you're in person? Because she's messy fessy, that's why. And Danielle Cabral, very proud of her, no question. Rachel Fuda, are you annoyed that you joined this crazy group of ladies?
Hopefully not, because she's got a good support system with Margaret and Melissa and now Danielle. Hopefully those 4 stay.
Yeah, but I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. And then to Dolores Catania, when are you going to stop playing Switzerland? Which is true.
I couldn't agree with this more. Honestly, it's enough now. And if you want to stay friends with both sides, okay. But you never call Theresa out on her shit, and you have no problem calling Margaret, Melissa, and Joe out on their shit. Call her out on her shit. She's not porcelain. She's not going to break. You say she's so tough, then fucking tell her when she's wrong, and she should be able to take it.
Should be equal.
Right.
It should be equal. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I guess we just have to wait and see. None of us know.
I did hear Andy have called that he was doing. Someone called in to complain about Melissa. He said, well, we are going to change things up on the show. So it was an admission that there are going to be changes. So it'll be interesting to see what they are.
Yeah, that's kind of what we said. They've already said that they're going to make changes. We don't know if it's going to be a complete reboot, if they're going to keep some members of the cast and then recast other members. We don't know what it's going to be. It's not going to be the same, though. That's all we know.
I kept thinking, why did they rush this season? Because honestly, they should have, for this season, done what they're going to do for next season. Like, really take their time and think about what they're going to do and blah, blah, blah. But after seeing the delivery of the flower arrangement, now I know why we needed this season. We needed the flower arrangement. I'm sorry for the loss of your dignity.
Yeah, we did. We definitely did.
I don't understand why people still defend Theresa, but I'll never understand it. But the saddest part is that Theresa still thinks that people believe what she says.
I think the saddest part is that Theresa herself believes what she says.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, you're right.
Me, that's the saddest.
It is sad because I
don't, I'm new to the game. I don't even know, the half.
Yeah, you haven't even seen what's gone on.
Yeah, I don't. I've only watched
3 on Melissa joined the show.
Season 1, maybe a couple episodes of season 2, and then this season. And even I can look at it and be like, oh boy.
Yeah. Louis crazy
and creepy. He's very creepy.
Crazy.
He's creepy.
Right, I think that's it. Until next time. Thank you for watching and listening to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
Kelly.
And I'm Lori.